Alright, welcome guys. Get your playlist ready, dim the lights, get your dog if they want to join you. And today we're going to stretch. This is actually how I stretch and how I cool down after training or even on a day where I just want to get my body moving. And this is actually my actual session, so you're going to join me with it and let's get stretching. Hey guys, it's Venus here in McGarryTube, and today we are going to do some nice recovery stretches for after training. So if you're a tennis player like me, hey y'all, I would do is right after I leave the court. This is stretching, just kind of focusing on the major body parts. So I hit quads and I hit calves, and then I go ahead and hit the hamstrings and the hips, go ahead with the hip flexors, and then the abdomen here, the stomach muscles. And if I don't forget, then I go and I do, the arms, the shoulders, the triceps. So what you're gonna do is go on your back, and since this is more of like an active cool down, I'm gonna keep one leg down and then the other one up. You're gonna go up. Then I go to the other leg. And after that, once I've kind of gotten those hamstrings, then what I'm going to do is extend for, you should do like 5 in each direction. So this one is really going to expose any tightness, and I'm a very tight person. I just never loosen up. And from doing a sport like tennis, you always get tight. So then what I'm going to do is go straight, and then I'm going to go at an angle. So this is also working neurally too, so it's stretching your nerves. You're going to feel that right attachment, and then I go this way. From there, I'm going to pull the leg in, and then to the other side, and then I hold it this way, same hand, grip inside, then the other way. So what I'm working on also is kind of mobility of the hip here, just moving the hip while you're stretching. I can already feel like my body temperature going up. Sometimes it's nice to do after the shower too, so you're already loose. Then I'm going to switch to the other side. So since I need to stretch today, this is actually my stretching session, I need to both sides. But just showing you guys to do that side. But I've got to get this done. Now some people like Serena, she's so much looser than me, and she could do middle splits and all this stuff, and there was a point where I was really trying to work on my, getting a lot more looser, but I actually ended up hurting myself in that process. And the reason is once you start actually stretching a lot more to get more flexibility, you actually also have to strengthen too. So it's important to include strengthening while you stretch, so that way you can actually protect the muscles, especially those attachments that the muscles attach. It's so important. Now just pull in just a little bit. So now we're going to, here. Okay, so we're going to get these hamstrings down a different way and all with movement, because we want to work on flexibility, not just static, which is in one position, but through the whole range of motion. So what we're going to do is we're going to go forward. This actually gets your hip flex in here. You can do this leg, you can see a little better. We're going to go forward. So you're going to get that hip flexor here. And then, I do it a fancy way, but what we're going to do is also get that hamstring. And then forward. I like to get my head back because neurally, you're able to hit all the areas in your neck also. You may not necessarily feel it, you might feel it, but your body will know. And then forward, and then also tilt the head. And then sometimes at the end of this one, I'll hold it, and then I'm going to take this right arm, this is my right leg, place it inside, and then going up, what we're working on is mobility here of the thoracic, which is your upper back. And this is compounded. So while we're doing this, we're getting also this growing muscle, hip flexor, this leg in here. So we're hitting a lot of spots here. And then I'm just holding this. That feels good because I'm such a tight person. Playing sports, working out makes you tight. So in order to break that cycle of tightness, you've got to stretch. I recommend, even if you can't put a lot of time into it, put some time into it. So now I'm just gonna hold this one too. I'm not the most flexible person. I tried, I realized it's not me. I'll be on tour and I'm watching other tennis players and like, why are they so flexible? And I realized it's just not me. So I accepted that I'm not like the most flexible person, and that's okay. And I realized I can't like get hurt because I want to be more flexible because maybe someone else is. So it's kind of about understanding what your body type is. Everybody's different. Once I accepted that, I had an easier road. And I usually do 5. These are also challenging your balance too. See, I lost my balance there a little bit. When you feel one side needs more, go for it. I can see that this left side needs more. Oh, I feel so, I'm so happy. I feel so good. Now, can we see little Harold over here? His main stretch is downward dog, upward dog. That's all he's got. Okay, now I'm gonna hold this one a little more. Oh yeah, I like it, I like it, I like it. So normally, like after matches, you spend like the whole session cooling down. Okay, so I got those hamstrings. What I'm gonna do now is go into the hips. So we're going to pigeon, and then back, and we're gonna go back up until, I don't know, what do you guys call it, mountain, or, I don't know. But what you're gonna do is get that thoracic moving. So you wanna go into like this peak position. I'm just slipping a little. Okay, we got each side. And you can hold that a little bit if you want to, or not. But what I'm going to do now is go into stomach stretch. And this also has a dual purpose. So I'm going to press up, which helps with the mobility in the back. So first we're going to do some press ups. Then I'm going to hold it with the legs down. The stomach is very tired. Then legs up. Yeah. Feels good. I like it a lot. And now we're going to into cat camels. I'm working on back mobility. Let me tell you what works best. It's not even exercise, just having good posture. My back was like aching. And finally I started working on my posture. Took a week or two, but my back stopped. Went back to my bad posture. Pain was back. So that affects your neck and your back. So keep your phone up so you can work on your posture. Open up the chest and you'll see like a huge difference. But in the meantime, you can also work on moving as well. So we all know these Cat Campbell. Get your pelvis involved too, because you feel that in your tum-tum. And then we're going to thread the needle. Take your left arm, it goes under the right. Let your head go too. And then up. You can see we challenge the thoracic in a few ways. More than one. Your pillow in there, get a towel. I'm gonna use my hair as a pillow because it's so big. And I'm just gonna open up. Okay, I've been doing a lot of clocks lately, but I can feel this leg is lifting. So it's not me to stretch my hips more. Okay, so that's our open book. And then this is our clock. I'm gonna go around the clock. I've had a shoulder injury, so I get into one position there, and I'm like, gotta be careful. But it's much better now. And we go around. I think it's more counterclockwise now. Yeah. And now it's clockwise. So my arms are crazy long, so I'm hitting this couch. I love a clock. It feels so good. Okay. Now I'm gonna do the other side. Open the book. Oh, this side's tighter. You can feel that in my ribs here. And my right side's a lot tighter because I'm right-handed. And tennis right-handed. This hip needs more stretching. Sometimes, like if I feel this, I'll stretch this a little more and then go back into it. You can see a difference. I'll do the clock. And when we think about time, we want to use it wisely. Stretching is a great use of time. Now we're going to go across for the lower back. Now, I'm sorry to explain, but we're going to do legs are straight, and then we're going to cross one leg over, and you can see that really tight here. So this is how we're going to get our pecs today too. You might be looser than me, and you may not feel as much of a pec stretch. And then the other way. There's a lot of ways to stretch the back. We're going to just do a basic one today. And then we're going to get into a little bit of mobility, but also a little bit of stretching of the groin. So a lot of times people might have back pain. They're like, oh, my back hurts, but it could be coming from somewhere else. That's why it's so important to stretch. Stretch those hamstrings. If they're tight, your back is going to tighten up. Stretch the hips also, like we did briefly today. Right now we're getting that inner thigh, which also is connected to the hamstring. So what you're going to do is lower your body and let that leg slide out, and you can get that inner thigh. And then also from here, you just rock back, and you're going to also mobilize the hip as well, like so. Oh, the other side. Oh, yes. I'm so happy you guys joined me for my stretch, which I need so bad. Ay, 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 ay. And then huge ones for tennis players. This literally changed my life. I had a lot of elbow problems. Tennis players are golfer's elbow, tennis elbow. Actually, a golfer's elbow, you can have either with them. Whether you play golf or tennis, you have to stretch. And it's just as simple as putting it here, holding it for 30 seconds. So easy. Now you may not see the difference on the first day, but after about a week, it will transform you. Doesn't take a lot of effort. It actually feels super nice to your hands too, especially when you're in a gripping sport, you're gripping the club or the racket. It's a nice release for the hands. Okay, I'm gonna hold this in for like an hour, but I'm gonna have to. Then we can go the other way. Don't put your whole body weight on your wrist here. I'm pretty light here. I'm actually leaning backwards a little bit so my whole body weight isn't on it. Because you don't want to go to the doctor or something like this. So just a little body weight. I got like 10% of it. Easy, 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 easy. Okay, so now I'm going to stretch the shoulder. But I'm gonna love you and leave you after this. The shoulder stretch is super important, okay? And I'm gonna be able to show you in a good way. So what we're gonna do is you're gonna go on your side. I'm gonna do the right side. Knees are bent. And then you're gonna open your shoulder up just a little bit. So if this is 180, you're gonna go to about 150. Okay? And then what you're gonna do, take some pressure with that opposite hand, and you're gonna push back with this fist into your palm for 8 seconds, 5 seconds, 10 seconds, doesn't matter. And then you're gonna see where your arm naturally goes. Our arm naturally goes right here after that. I'll push 5 more seconds. Okay, we've got a lot more now. The goal is to touch the floor. It's a lot easier to touch the floor depending on where you are. Okay, so if you're at 150, it's going to be easier to get to the floor. If you're at 180, it's going to be a little bit harder. So you can challenge yourself depending on how tight your shoulder is. I'm going to keep pushing. You got to do about 5 sets of this. Now my fingers are almost to the floor. This is a great way to really get that rotator cuff moving. Oh, I'm on the floor. And now I'm going to tilt a little bit more this way to challenge my shoulder more. And now what I'm going to do is actually push down, but not too hard. So now I'm going to push down. I'm going to push down a little more. Okay. So we got a shoulder that's ready to fire hard. Okay, so we got really most of our groups. We got the upper back, the mobility for the upper back, the mobility for the hip, and we also got the hamstrings. We didn't get the calves, but you guys can do that standing, a regular standing calf stretch. And we also did the shoulder. We talked about reasons why we should stretch, even just for well-being. If you do not even do a sport, stretching really just makes you feel good. And it actually brings like these really good feeling endorphins into your body when you stretch too. And so if you just want to have a great afternoon and, you know, like on a Sunday or a rainy day, just pull out your mat or a towel, have a nice stretch, turn on some music. It is really great for, you know, mental health, as everyone said today. So I hope that you start stretching. If you want to see anything, guys, let me know. Put it in the comments box. Thank you for spending time with me. Thank you for letting me share my life with you, the things that work for me. Let me know what works for you because, like, I love your ideas. Love you guys.